My name is Nicole Paul, and I am Chief Experience Officer for the DiJulius Group.
Our theme for this year's conference is Reimagine, Revolutionize. We will not be telling our grandchildren about COVID. We will be telling them about what life was like before COVID, because it will never be the same again. Going forward, we will refer to our lives in two time frames, BC and AC, before COVID and after COVID.
I learned a very valuable lesson that it's difficult to ask your installed base how to truly innovate because they can only respond in terms of what they're already getting from you. You know, if people are buying gasoline cars from you, very few people are going to describe an electric car that you should build. So customers have a hard time telling you how to truly innovate. Next.
We all have experienced at least one of the following symptoms in the last 6 months. Number one, lack of collaboration. We are no longer having those daily Keurig convos, those conversations in the break room or around the water cooler. We have lost the ability to connect and have a conversation that leads us down to a path to a new brilliant idea.
We are here to have some fun.
Is that it is possible to use customer service as a marketing tool, because marketing is not the same as advertising. Marketing is what we do and how we do it. And it turns out that if you invest the money correctly in customer service, it pays for itself. Every dollar spent delighting someone in a way that causes them to talk to someone else earns you more than $1. Which means that not only is customer service free, it's a profit center. And when a company has a profit center, what they generally do is invest in it. What they generally seek to do is say, how do we spend more time and money to make more profit doing what we were just doing?
I was 43, married with a 10-year-old daughter. I was at the peak of my professional success, having tripled the size of our company in a few short years. I was out conquering the world. And I just received a death sentence. I had brain surgery followed by 6 weeks of simultaneous radiation and chemo.
Important thing to know about service aptitude, it is up to us to create it and train our teams on our organization's service aptitude. If we don't, we are basically relying on the former employers of our team members for the customer service training they receive, and that's pretty scary.
Invest me through story to care about your data. You see, facts tell, stories sell. Stories move people to action.
Think about it. This is critical to your online meetings. You can't persuade, entertain, or educate without feeling a connection. That's one of the challenges with virtual meetings. You've got to feel that connection through the screen, through the lens.
I had a very interesting life. I was a kiddie pool attendant. I sold celery and carrot sticks door to door. I sold meat, chicken, and shrimp from a car. I had a t-shirt company. I wrote jingles and theme songs. And literally just a couple of, and I slept on 18 different couches. 18 different friends put me up on their couches as I bounced around couch to couch. And just 3 or 4 years after that wild ride in my life where I was experimenting with all these little businesses, we literally started this jet company. And it just goes to show you, and it reminds me that we're all just one idea away from changing the trajectory of our life. Whether you're in business now or starting a business, we're just one away from one customer, one referral, one idea, one tweak in the package or product that can completely change where we are or where we think we're going to be today. And that happened to me.
Imagine a family sitting around a dinner table and little Johnny's giving potato chips to the dog. Hey Johnny, don't feed those chips to the dog. It'll make him sick. Those are for you, honey. What? Do you see the disconnect? We understand that those potato chips will make the dog sick, but somehow they don't hurt little Johnny? See, 80% of Americans have one chronic illness, adults, and roughly 50% have 2 or more.
A lack of trust is your biggest expense and my biggest expense. The biggest cost you have is a lack of trust. You want to increase your customer service, increase loyalty, increase referrals. You have to deal with the trust issue because trust is the leading indicator.
What is it about one organization that allows it to better develop their talent than another? What is it about one individual that will go on to do tremendous things while they're here and one will falter? So when a parent asks me, hey, what do you think? Do you think my son has what it takes? I follow that with a question. How much are they willing to suffer for what they want? Now, suffering is a very intense term, but it's also, right, a synonym to suffering is love, is sacrifice. So I'm looking for people that not only are talented, but have a willingness to suffer at a level that others just aren't willing to do. And that's called chosen suffering.
Now, there's one immutable truth that I have learned working in 20 years of business as an entrepreneur, working with some of the most extraordinary business leaders the world has ever seen. And that is, if you want to have real impact, you've got to have a terrifying degree of clarity. If you really want to make change, all of this is about acquiring the right set of skills that allow you to close your eyes, imagine a world better than this one, open your eyes, and have the skill set to actually make that come true.
And effective leaders are people who understand that the two elements you focus on are results and human satisfaction. And great leaders do it by understanding and being able to engage in 4 areas that are really important. The first one is to have the right target and vision. See, leadership's about going somewheres, but people got to know, where are you going? The second one that they really understand and take care of is their people. They treat their people right. And then the third one, which we've already mentioned, and it's really where we're focused on, is to what? Take care and treat your customers right. Now, the fourth one, I think, really brings it together. So you have a compelling vision, you treat your people right, you treat your customers right, and what brings it together? To having the right kind of leadership. And to me, the right kind of leadership is servant leadership.
Not only is kindness powerful, but it's necessary in today's marketplace. But what we've done as a culture and as a business community is relegated kindness to a very basic elementary principle. We've decided that as adults we should know better and know what kindness looks like. But let me tell you, most of us need a re-education. We need to reimagine what kindness really means. We need a kindness revolution. Now, I know there are people who in negotiations and conversations and contract talks are able to be the bulldog, but you can be the kind bulldog. You know, I think about somebody, really, just bear with me, the kind bulldog, think about it, where you are assertive, where you do know what you want, where you do stand up for what you believe in, but you also have the calm, that strength.
I returned home for 5 months and made the decision to produce my original song, Reimagine, hoping that it would create a ripple for change in others. The chorus goes a little something like this. Reimagine what could be. Be the change that you want to see. When the world needs something new, let it come from you. And reimagine.
You are a revolutionary if, and only if, you are fascinated by the future, restless for change, impatient for progress, and deeply dissatisfied with the status quo. As a revolutionary, you are never satisfied with the present because in your head, you can see a better future. And the friction between what is and what could be burns you, stirs you, and propels you forward. Let's go start a revolution.
In the night, in the darkness, shines a brilliant light for all to see. Through all the strife, life in the destruction, sings a voice so strong for all to hear. That voice is you, standing true, running to the lead to find your dream. So keep the faith, don't hesitate. Be the change you want the world to make. Reimagine what could be the change you want to see. When the world needs something new, let it come from you. And reimagine, reimagine. March on to your destiny. Pave the path for all to see. You're soaring high above the clouds. Reimagine, there's no stopping you now. Reimagine what could be the change you want to see. When the world needs something new, let it come from you. And reimagine, reimagine. Oh, and just believe. Wait and you'll see. Lead the way. The world won't be the same. Reimagine what could be the change you want to see. When the world needs something new, let it come from you. Reimagine what could be the change you want to see. When the world needs something new, let it come from you. And reimagine, reimagine. When the world needs something new, let it come from you. And reimagine, reimagine. In the night, in the darkness, shines a brilliant light for all to see. Let it come from you and reimagine.